Oh, Jugs made this?
So, welcome back to another episode of the Cognac Conversation Podcast. I'm your host, Rick, the Thru on Instagram. Like I had that to everybody that know me. Ain't no right, no left. You ain't worried about me. It's just me today. Of course, I got my shooter with me, spreading me with my guy, my boy Doob. Shout out to him. Shout out to all the gang. Shout out to the landlord, JNS Media, George, Alex, of course, Union Rep. HR, Scott, everybody decided to take time off, so it's a good thing though, because I get to be here, with y'all get to watch me. I can now talk, I always was talking freely, you know what I'm saying, but now I got, I don't want to say no filter, but now I have kind of rebuttal. I got my guy, I got my boy Doob, you know what I'm saying, maybe we'll disagree on some things, you know what I'm saying, that's just what happens, but now I can speak freely. I can make everybody mad. I can say what I want without somebody being like, I shouldn't say that, shouldn't say this. No. You're getting just me. You're getting just Rick. It's me, one-on-one, ISO. They got ISO Joe, ISO Rick. Feel me? So before I get into everything, I just want to, just an update. Of course, we've been gone for so long, man, and it's kind of on me as part of, like, the head guy, the captain of the team. We've been off for a minute, and that had to do with me. Of course, everybody else had their own obligations and stuff that they had to deal with. But life hits people differently. I had to reset. I know I've said this before, but I had to reset. I had to get my mind back right. Kind of put my mind and focus on things that really didn't deserve that attention, that energy. And I gotta get back to something that I'm really like passionate about, which is this platform. And it took a lot of y'all. Thank you to people that subscribe and that still watch and still listen. Thank you to those that see me out, out and about, whether it be in the street, at a spot or something like that. Like, yo, what's up? What's going on with the pod? What's going on with this? Yo, when the next episode, when can I be on? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, I ain't gonna say it's excuses, but sometimes I would just be like, yo, we fixing the spot up, yo, we doing this, yo, we trying to do this. That's not gonna be an excuse no more. I gotta come to the realization that it's time for excuses to be put to bed and it's time for the action to go back. We had an amazing first year, we had an amazing second year, going into the third year, we had hiccups of course along the way, but it's time for me, just me speaking personally, can't speak for others because they're not here, they can speak for themselves, but it's just time for me to get back focused, back centered, back locked in, because I really have not been practicing what I preach, I guess, in a sense you can say that. So I'm coming back, we coming back, and we're just gonna try to keep being consistent, give more of us, more, of course, that talk, that unfiltered talk, shit that we do, man. We're gonna pop out more.
That was a lot of accountability, man.
I think it's the other mic.
Which one?
The one that's like one. That one.
That was a lot of.
Well, matter of fact, you can turn that mic on. I just turned it off. Turn it on and see.
Hello?
Is it spiking?
Yeah. Hello? Yeah, that was a lot of accountability there. Point that out.
Yeah, man, I had to, man. I know, like I said, I know I'm like the head, the leader, Of course, we're a team, but for me to be the one that asks you guys to be a part of this, and for you, Doob, to be the part to shoot it and edit it, I gotta be more active, more present, and I gotta get to it. I can't keep making these empty promises to certain people and then empty promises to you guys, and like I gotta. It took the time off, and it took, certain things happening with me to realize, like, I can't be doing the bullshit that I've been doing forever. Leading up to You know what I'm saying? The first year was like, to me, was just outstanding. We was on it, everything, and then, you know what I'm saying, second year we still was there, and we was on it, but kind of like hit and miss sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying making this a priority, but we do, real life happens and shit. So it's like, I personally have to get back to being, you know what I'm saying, the captain. I have to be back to not only holding you guys accountable, but holding myself accountable. Because if I don't hold myself accountable, I can't come to y'all and be like, listen, I need this, this, and this from y'all. You know? So.
That's a fact.
Yeah. And I know it's been plenty of times I done talked to all y'all, either one-on-one or as a group, and I'll be like, yo, we gotta do this, let's do this. And we push it, and then we go radio silent. You know what I'm saying? On YouTube, Apple, Spotify, all that. So it really, what I can say, and what really, just to pull back, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, what really jumped at me was the fact that even though, in my mind, I'm in my own lane, there were people, like I said, there were people like, some people I know, and then there were some people I really didn't know, came up to me and really said, yo, you're hilarious, I love you, I love Sabi, I love everybody off camera, I love Doob, I love Joe. Everybody brings a certain, like, you know what I'm saying, flavor to it. And then it was like, yeah, it was the next episode. That was in September, that was in like August.
Yeah, I just seen the pressure like a couple of weeks ago. He asked about it too.
Yeah, bro, I've been
stuttering. I'm like, oh yeah, we just on the spot.
Right, and I've been, and shout out to Pressure, because I've been in constant contact with Pressure, you know, Pressure online. He's just been like, yo, like, I'm ready to come back. There was other people that we had, former guests we had on, you know what I'm saying, yo, I'm gonna come back. You know, Jugs 201, he just did a podcast just recently. He was just like, yo, I'm back in my bowl, man, let's work. And there was so many people that just want to work, and I'm just like, so many excuses. You know, it was like, yeah, I got you, bro, yeah, I got you, sis, we doing XYZ, but now it's like, that was in August, that was in July. How long do we got to get the spot set up? You know what I'm saying? And can't use that excuse. Well, not even excuse. I can't use that term no more. So I feel refreshed now. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. After the little lull I had,
what really gave you that epiphany? Is it just because people kept approaching you and you didn't have an answer? Or?
It was two things. It was one, I was seeing other people. Like I said, I watch and listen to other podcasts, and I never compare what we do with them, but seeing where they're growing and how they're interacting with people from like where some people started when we started after I started, and there have been some people that even, you know what I'm saying, hit me on DMs or may have hit me like through a chat and said, yo, this person edit like this, like how, like the process of doing a podcast. And like, I'm not saying I'm big, but it was just like the fact that feel that for people to come to me and ask me that, and then for people to then say, oh, when's the next episode? When you gonna have this person on? Yo, I get sent some topics on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that, and I'll be like, damn, we're not recording this week. Fuck. But then there's some people that I have talked to that are in podcast spaces like, yo, even if you're not recording every day, put something out, you know what I'm saying? And I know you tired of hearing this, dude, because I know you've been saying this to me.
Exactly. I'm that guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's part of like that community that said that for sure. But it was like I always had an excuse, and it's always been me. And like I said, being the captain of this shit is I don't know how frustrating it could be. I mean, you can explain your frustration, but it could be frustrating to the guys where they just be like, yo, we got to get back to it, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, I know in the beginning we were super excited, we on something, we good, but like that's just the beginning. And I'm sure you do that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm sure life is what like kind of stood in the way of these things. You keep pushing, but at the same time, it's like life always gonna happen.
Right.
Yeah. You know? Like that's something that's never gonna stop. So it's like, I guess it is all about priorities. Like, fucked up shit gonna happen here and there, with their work, when they're at home, but I do need to make this priority.
True.
Because if not, I could that's always gonna be an excuse. Oh no, so and so was sick. Oh no, I had to take so-and-so over here. We could do that all day.
Yeah. And you know what it is, dude? It was crazy because it was like, I can go to the exact moment 2 weeks ago where I was just like, you know what, I gotta lock back in. And it was like, I'm at work. And I'm like, there was like a week or 2 week like consistency of I'm getting up, going to work, doing the same shit, coming home. Then next day, going to work, doing the same thing. And I'm not talking like the getting up and going to work thing. I'm talking about literally clocking in, same exact task at work. Clocking in, same exact task at work. And I'm just like, yo, like, the day before didn't count. I'm not making my days count.
Yeah, you're just going through the cycle of it.
Exactly. And it was like literally, it took me that weekend 2 weeks ago to say, yo, I'm about to do this same week again. And I have nothing to show for it. And in between time, I'm seeing all this stuff, you know what I'm saying, going on social media, going on in my life, going on in just the world. And it's so much I want to talk about. And I'm just like, oh, I can't wait till Sunday. But then I'm like, fuck, I got this to do. I can't do. This came up on Sunday. Then I'm like, nah, like, I need to do some shit during the week.
You know, and that's another reason why I'm in this game period when it comes to, I guess, content creation. It's like, yo, bro, you have to show when you're in this game. You're in this game, it's like you have to show something.
You gotta be present.
Alright, so you have to put a spark on your own ass. Like you have to have that fire in you, or else it's gonna show. And that will be your downfall. That could be your downfall. I won't say that.
Yeah.
People understand that you take breaks and all that.
Yeah. But it was just the fact that like I was
a lot of this shit is momentum based.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was seeing like there's people sending me stuff and it was like there was a time I was discouraged because I was just like views and all this other stuff, and I got wrapped, and that's another thing I got wrapped up in. I was like, yo, we was hitting.
Yeah.
100, 200, 300, hitting. Then it took a hit, but then it picked back up, but then it took another hit. And then I was so wrapped up in my mind on that shout out to Scott, me and Scott, like literally 1 o'clock in the morning to maybe like 3 in the morning, sat outside and just chopped it up. And I told Scott, and Scott was like, yo, you wrapped up in the wrong thing. The views, whether they're there or not, it's the fact that are you proud of what you're doing? Because we proud of what we're doing. But you as, you know what I'm saying? And it got Scott to make me realize like you the captain, you know what I'm saying? If the captain not happy, of course he's gonna voice his frustrations. But if the captain not voicing his frustrations, everybody probably think, oh, we good and dandy. You know what I'm saying? He told me, like, he was like, it was days where he was like out on a Saturday and like he may even try to bust moves, like, nah, I gotta get up and do the pod. And then he got to a point where he was like, oh, I don't even know if I'm doing a pod. And I'm just like, damn, that's real. And again, like my personal shit, I didn't tell y'all, but other than the personal stuff, what else was really stopping me? And I had to sit and ask that question. What was really stopping me from texting y'all during the week? Yo, how y'all feel about this? Yo, we recording something. Don't matter. Unless something pops up, unless something that we can't get in our space pops up, we recording it or something.
And I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking about the same thing. Like, what is stopping you?
Me personally, or just in general?
Well, I guess you ain't gotta answer that shit. That was a thought that was in my head. I'm like, yo, Rick could be doing this, Rick could be doing that. Why isn't he doing it? Because you would be super active and then just disappear, and then be super active again and just disappear. It's like,
I'm telling you, dude, I've really got it my own way, dude. I can't explain it no other way. I really got wrapped up into looking.
Because you have to understand. 1 week you be like way more on it than I am. And I'm over here tired of it. Work over here, you want to do this, you want to do that. I'm tired as hell, like that.
Right.
And then I don't hear from you. It's like, wait, hold up, this ain't the same work from last week. Who was on my ass about even the smallest thing.
Right.
You know know what I mean? So it's like, what the hell? I would have to ask that question about like, well, what's the difference? Like,
so it's a two.
You know, I mean, you ain't got to answer.
No, I'm gonna answer it because I'm here. I'm solo, so I feel like now I can just speak. I mean, I can always speak, but it's like it's a two-part answer to that. The first one I address easily because it deals with you in the sense of like I saw how, and salute to you, dude, how active you are as far as like the gigs that you book, and these ain't no like bullshit gigs. You book some shit where you are wanted, my brother, and like people are like this. Like before you came into this, people was like, oh, who's that? That's my guy. That's my brother. He do this. Then they see you do the podcast and editing. They was like, yo, I need him to do more. And again, I don't know what you were doing before this. I mean, well, I know, but I know you wasn't as busy as you are right now. You know what I'm saying? So when I see how busy you are, and this is something I should have been said to you a minute ago, but a while back when you was big, like when you was super booked, and I just was like, in my mind, in my own mind, I'm like, I can't take away from Doob just to do something that I'm half-assing at this point. Again, the first year, beginning of the second year, I was locked in. But then I was just like, you know what? I'm in my own mind. I'm looking at the views. I'm looking at the interaction, and I'm just like, man, I'm down. Yeah. So then I'm be like, how can I have the energy to go to Doob and say, yo, Doob, I'm trying to record Sunday if you free. You know what I'm saying? And then I was just like, most of the times I would hit you during the week, yo, Doob, how you feel about this? Yo, think you get it done by this day? But then I realized, like, not saying that this is your priority, but I'm like, Doob is moving. And if I'm not on the same time as Doob, and Doob don't feel, I felt like, and as you saying it, feel that I'm invested as much, how can I come to Doob without talking to him for a week and say, yo, Doob, we recording, yo, Doob, I asked you, could you do something for me? And I was just like, you know what? I don't want to bother you. Yeah, that's how I felt at one point. And then the second answer, truly to be honest, when I was active and then I got ghost, it was really, again, just me personally in my own head, and me not relying on the team of going to maybe Savi or going to George, Alex, Scott, and be like, yo, listen, I got kind of a little bit much on my plate. If you know what I'm saying? And it took me, like I said, speaking to Scott for like 2 hours, like, yo, we a team, delegate. If you need somebody to say, yo, post more, or you need somebody to do something, talk to them. And I'd be like, yeah, but I don't want to bother, and especially if I'm not really engaged how I used to be. And Scott had to be like, no, bro, you can do this. And you said this to me plenty of times. Bro, you have been for this.
Yeah, I mentioned this to the whole team. Not only you, but we all need to be posting shit. At least one of us. Like, this shouldn't be a gap, especially a week-long gap.
2 weeks long gap.
There's no nothing, no posts, nothing. Every other podcast that I see, they're super active. And I can see some podcasts that already surpassed us already.
Yeah.
We was doing, we had better visuals, better numbers and everything. And I'm starting to see other podcasts just getting started. And like, again, I guess they understand the formula. You do have to be consistent. And not to say that even being consistent is going to get you there. Because at this point, everybody about to be consistent. Because everybody understands that's one formula that you can't bypass in order to get to where you're trying to go in this game.
Right.
So like, we have to be way past consistency. We have to be like a good formula that's consistent.
I
consistently works.
Yeah.
And that's a completely different game. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know we're having this conversation, and honestly, we're having a conversation right now about getting the ball rolling at this point.
And we already 2-3 years in.
Yeah. And that's not a good sign, because we're talking about getting the ball rolling. Really, we should have like things in place. Well, I guess we probably should be talking about this on the pod right now.
Yeah, no.
But there need to be a lot more action going on. Everything don't need to be through on camera. And I think that's part of the misconception. Like, yo, your own phone is just as powerful as my camera in certain moments. Like, you don't need to always use my camera to just make a simple statement. This little simple engagement, that's all you need. You funny, you gonna say some bullshit in the stories, that's perfect. That's all you need. You was doing it in the beginning.
Right.
I mean, just keep doing it. I mean, and now just incorporate yourself. I don't know if we should be having this conversation.
No, I like this conversation because it's full transparency.
Yeah, but because you need to look at yourself as more of a public figure. Like, this podcast thing is cool, but you are past this podcast. When we first started this podcast, I wasn't thinking that, oh, this is your video. I hit you with a whole bunch of other things as well as this podcast. You know what I mean? I would love to put you on because you're my boy. Right. But I see past this. I see you as a public figure. You do have a personality. As far as the consistency, that's something you really want to work. That's what for you. And when as far as scheduling your life properly, that's the only thing when it comes to you. But you do have to look at yourself as a public figure. Like, it can't be I'm just doing a podcast. I just do a podcast every now and then. And the thing that's people are going to be anticipating to go watch it. They have no additional activity. It's like there's a million other podcasts that got a whole system in place. People are living their lives, incorporating their lives, like scheduling their lives to those shows. We're in competition with those slots that people live. We have to get into those slots that people live. So that's a hard thing to get into because people, once we get around this age especially, we're setting our ways. You know what I mean? Sunday I'm watching football. Like, you know that. Right. You know what I mean? So that's what we have to do. Oh, Saturday, I'm watching a pop. Right before I go out or whatever. Because I know for sure that's going to be going on. And Britt was talking shit all week. I can't wait to see what he going to say this Saturday.
What's going to be the build-up to the whole show.
Exactly. And it need to be like that every time. Build up to it. Like, they have to see, oh, this is going on. Oh, so-and-so said this from here. Like at this point, we was in better shape when we first started because it was less competition. But there's a lot more competition today.
No, you ain't. So it's like, you ain't never lied.
And they got good visuals. And the visuals are getting a lot better now. I'm always seeing shit from years back. When we was at before, it was killing it. But now it's like, yo, now they got some way better shit. It's like, yo, now we kind of took a couple steps back.
Yeah. I think just to close and put a button on this, just like I said, talking to people that watch and talking to people that growing their channels and growing like their podcasts, and like even you saying the public film, growing their like their own brand. It's kind of me. Like I said, I'm just gonna talk about me. That I viewed it as I can get to it. Like ain't nobody me. Like it's not me. But then when I see others, and I'm like, they're not, again, I don't think nobody's better than me at what I'm doing. But then I see them like, oh shit, they're doing this. Like you said, oh, they got this visual. Oh, they don't even give a damn if the visual not looking right. They're just active. And I'm just like, yeah, that's on me. That's just a personal me. Like, if I got Monday through Sunday through Saturday to do something, and I'm only posting one day, ain't nobody, why would I want to watch?
You wouldn't do it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Let's be honest. Like, and that's something that, when I'm in this game right here, that's something I have to do. And I'm looking at shit that I ain't made. And I'm like, yeah, bro, alright, so a big portion of this is going to be me being invested into this shit because I made it. I need to step back and do this shit objectively, as if I didn't do this shit. Would I actually want to sit here and watch this shit? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I do for my videos, period. Like, do I really want to sit here and watch this shit? And if I'm over here looking like, yo, nah, I really don't, then I need to scrap everything. I need to do everything over. I need to rethink this whole shit.
Start from scratch.
Yeah, because I can't do it just because I think I'm a fucking superstar and I love myself. So I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? But you have to think about people who don't give a fuck about you. what's their benefit?
And that's crazy that you touched on that, dude, because this was a question I was going to ask everybody, but because you just here, it was, again, we're being transparent. Do you see us just as a podcast in a particular light? And the reason I ask you that is because when I've spoken to people outside this podcast, it's been random things. Like they'll come up to me and be like, "Oh, I don't like your take on the men versus women. Oh, I don't like your take on like a sports take we were talking about. Oh, I don't like your take on something else." And it got me to thinking one time, like, should we try? And I shouldn't even be saying this right now. Fuck it. Should we try to like rein it in and say, let's focus on this, or continue on the path again of what we're like? The question? What do you, if you was a viewer after watching a few episodes, what would be your like highlights of like, oh yeah, they're good at that. I would want to listen to that. I like their opinion on that.
Well,
because I hate to just generalize, personalize, like, oh, we're a sports podcast, we're this podcast, we're this podcast. I like to bring it all into one. But there's been times where we have stronger takes on certain things, like just like I said, perfect example, when we talk about gender wars. A lot of people gravitated towards us because there were times where I would butt heads with Savi about something, I would butt heads with Ashley about something, and they would butt heads with me about something, but it was great content.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I don't think I was going to lose the formula. I think, well, especially working about that, was you was making clips about that on our IG. Yeah. So you did get a whole bunch of, like, feedback, and period, once you get feedback, period, that's good. Right. And they say they don't like to take on something, that's perfect. And like them saying, oh, I don't like to take on this, that's perfect, because what they're saying is that it's a good conversation. They just don't agree with what the fuck he was talking about. Right. But they're invested in that conversation enough to actually approach you and talk about the conversation. If it was a bad conversation, you just forget about the conversation. I'm not talking about like some bullshit. If it's bullshit conversation, why would I approach you about it? Right. It's forgettable. But that shit was in my head so much that the next time I see you, I'm talking about it. And mind you, it's been like weeks and like maybe even 2 weeks. And I see some people and they just be like, that's some bullshit that you just said. You see, and that's what this game is about, getting people emotionally invested. Mm-hmm. So just as long as they approach you about shit, that's perfect. But if they just walking past you like, you just saying bullshit, I can hear it because you said bullshit the first 5 minutes, and not even bullshit, it's just, you didn't say anything that attracted me. You'll never get to that point of
them even average Joe.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll never get to the point of them even approaching you like, because they ain't watching. So I like that, man. I appreciate this conversation. I know we started off a little, not even somber, but we started off what we wasn't supposed to, but I appreciate it because this conversation, again, like I probably say all the time, it's just a conversation you need to have, man. And for me to be able to, like, again, me being by myself, me being able to vent, not even vent, but just to get some things off my chest, for you to bounce it back, dude, I appreciate that. But now we shook the cobwebs and got all that out the way. We're going to get to the program, we're going to get to the show. We're going to start with the Hangover of the week. We're going to start with, I'm going to give it to Adrien Broner. Now, if you haven't seen Cameron's podcast, Cameron and Mace podcast featuring Treasure Wilson, It Is What It Is, Adrien Broner was a guest, I think, a few days ago. And Cameron didn't fuck with Adrien Broner. Adrien Broner is a showman. He's very much in the social space where you can talk, he can command a crowd. But for some reason, when I watched that interview, before I even like became to like want to talk about it, you could tell he was lit. He was banged up, and he was really flirting with the chick on there, Treasure, Stab, I think they call her, and like really on some like cornball shit. He was on some shit like
like, yo, I can't even talk to you, you too cute. Like I can't even talk. Like, no lie, they probably wasn't maybe 15, 20 minutes into the actual episode. And Adrien Broner was just on one. And salute to Cam, because Cam said it maybe 2-3 times, maybe twice, and told him like, yo, you gotta chill. How you feel about the Crawford and Canelo fight? And on top of that, I just want to say salute to you, bud, for fucking Canelo up and getting that bag and getting those straps, getting those belts. Salute to you for fucking Canelo up. Even though Netflix, we gotta get it together, bro. I'm not trying to stay up to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning to watch that fucking fight. That shit was a bitch, bro.
Yeah, they got a little bit greedy. I mean,
did they?
Like that last fight, that last undercard
was unnecessary, right?
That put us to sleep. That put me and my wife to sleep,
bruh.
And I woke up. I just woke up at the sound of the bell.
Dog, I woke up for the entrances, stayed up a little bit, and then like maybe the first round, second round was just like, all right, they feeling each other out. I dozed off. Luckily, I woke up in the best round. I think it was the 6th or 7th round, and it was getting active. Dog, it was like,
you just had to fight,
bro. I'm just like, it was like 120, bro.
That was bullshit,
bro. It was like 120, bro.
Yeah, I woke up just out of luck. They rung the bell and I just woke up like, oh shit, alright, perfect. But,
bro, I was tight, bro, because like you said, the undercard before their fight, that was unnecessary. 2 of the undercards was good. One of the I forgot the name. I think it was like Vargas and somebody else. They was getting active. They was getting to it.
Yeah, the fight before them.
Right. They was getting active.
What?
I was just like, oh, this is old school boxing.
They know, like, yo, I need to show up right now.
Right, because this right before the main, like everybody coming in.
This is life changing right here. They knew that.
Word. And then they said they was giving them $1 million for the best fight. Canelo and Crawford was the best fight, but they was like 1B. And they was getting right. But for sure. But back to Broner. So like I said, he was on there giving his take, but for some reason he kept venturing off and was just so intrigued with the chick, Stat. And she's a gorgeous woman, don't get me wrong. But what made it worse was her man, Cameron, knew and he was there. And he was disrespecting her. So as a gentleman, Cameron said, hey, look, man, you gotta leave. You know what I'm saying? You gotta leave, I'm gonna pay you for your time and all that, but you gotta leave. And I respect somebody like that. But I don't get is Adrien Broner, and we have to talk about it right now. Adrien Broner's fall from grace. Adrien Broner was under Floyd Mayweather's umbrella. He brought him into big fights, he paid him big money, he was getting those big fights, and he was winning those big fights. And of course, outside of the boxing ring issues is personal, don't want to get into that shit. But as a boxer, you gotta be laser focused. A lot of shit you can't have like side mirrors where you can keep looking back and forth. He was on his way to being one of those top fighters, close to being pound for pound, possibly getting those big fights, you know, but his fall from grace has got to be studied. I don't know if it's that booger sugar that's fucking him up, the alcohol that's fucking him up. I don't wanna put that out there in the world, but it's gotta be something, bro. It got to be something, bro. And a lot of people are trying to say like it's because he got from under the Mayweather camp and he wanted to do his own thing. I understand. If you're attached to Mayweather, you're just always going to be Mayweather's like little brother. You want to be the big brother. And Adrien Broner did that, became the big brother of like people like Tank, some people like Shakur, Keyshawn Davis, people like that fuck with him, Hitchison. And then they surpass you, which in my eyes, if I'm the big bro and somebody surpass me, I want that. Little bro surpass, but they surpass you in a way where you're looking bad for them to even be like, yeah, that was my big bro. That's a tough look to me.
Yeah, man. I mean, I watch boxing, but I'm not like connoisseur like that. Like, these niggas watching that.
Right.
Let's be honest.
But no, go ahead. What you said?
Hey, with Broner, I mean, it's obvious. He looks like a drunk uncle right now.
Facts.
You know, like he's slurring his words. I wasn't sure if it was like maybe drunk or before? He was just drunk in that moment? Or was it just coke? But I feel like if it was coke, maybe he had more energy. I don't know what's going on with the man.
Yeah, for real, bro. For real, bro.
It was as if he smoked some crazy dust or some shit, like he never got back to it.
It looked like a PCP high, bro.
Yeah, like
it really like PCP high. And again, we don't know. There's no source on that. We're just giving our opinion. Yeah. But like, bro,
like even when he talked, it's that,
bro.
It's like,
and I'm just like, even if, and we know the game. If you trying to get at a chick, you got your best on. You got your best performance at mouthpiece wise. Like you talking to the right. You talking to her. Even if a man was there. You got this bread, you talking, yeah, man, I can't even talk to you.
I felt bad for Cam.
I did too.
Like that shit was so cringe the whole time. He's like, damn, what else the fuck am I doing?
Right, and Cam tried so hard to like, let's go to another topic. Let's like stay on topic. And then it got to a point again. I salute Cam. Cam was like, yo, you gotta leave. I'll pay you for the time you was here. And then the funny part. And again, I fuck with Cam so much now, bro. Ever since everything that Cam been going through, these beefs and stuff like that, I fuck with Cam now because Adrien Broner was at the outside of the where they record at the studio, knocking on the glass like, yo, my bad, let me get back, blah, blah, blah. And Cam was just like, nah, I'll talk to you when I go outside. And then started the next like segment or something talking about like, yo, this nigga drunk, this nigga on some bullshit. Like he a Harlem nigga, bro. Like, I don't know much about Harlem niggas, but that nigga's the standard of Harlem niggas, bro. Like, for him to really, like, flame the nigga like, yeah, I respect you, nothing but love. Man, you alcoholic, you a drug man, you gotta get your shit together, man. Like, that shit is crazy. So I give Adrien Broner a hangover week, man, because I pray, again, my thoughts, not even thoughts, prayers, like, he ain't dying, but I pray that whatever he's going through, whatever situation he's going through right now is just a little speed bump to him getting back to being the Adrien Broner that I know that he could. He's definitely was an amazing fighter, and I just hope that he snapped out of that shit. But we gonna keep it on Cam, right? No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm about to ask if he got kids and shit.
No, I think, yeah, he does. He got kids. I mean, but again, when you living in a lifestyle, I mean, you care about your kids, and then when you wrapped up in a lifestyle, it's like...
He's looking super fast. He's not thinking about his kids right now.
Yeah, exactly. I get my next check type shit.
Not even. When this next blow type shit. Like when the next high type shit.
Yo, but let's stick with Cam right quick. And we're gonna bring up Dame Dash involved in this. So the big thing that was been going on this last like week was Dame Dash. Dame Dash has been on like a little world tour, where he's been chopping up in interviews, and he was on the Breakfast Club, and he really came out to me in a sense of just trying to let everybody know like he's still Dame Dash. There was things that he was bankrupt. He had this stuff he said again. I don't want to. Dame Dash is the type that will listen to stuff like this, whether it be a big platform, a little platform, and going to sue. So I'm going to say the stuff that Dame said. Dame said that he was down to his last $4,000 that he filed for bankruptcy, right? But on the other side of his mouth, he was saying, hey, I'm the CEO of Revolt. I'm Cam's boss. I'm a boss in general. Like, it's just so much that was going on with Dame, man. And everybody was reacting to it. And Cam, being a Harlem nigga that I know that I now is like infatuated with, really came out and just said, yo, this nigga is a great liar. Like, he really is a great liar. Like, Dame said that Cam was scared to sell drugs, Big L was with him and he was scared to sell drugs. He said that, again, he said it was Cam Balls because he was CEO, chairman at Revolt. And like, niggas really had to call him out, bro. And even Bleak, Memphis Bleak was on the Shay Shay's platform and said like, listen, and he didn't knock Dame down, but he said sometimes you gotta go through the fucked up shit to get back to where you at. And I feel like I agree so much with Bleak because he was just like, Dame was painting the narrative that Hov, Steve Stout, all these people did him wrong, but in hindsight, you really fucked up your own back. I don't know what's going on between, like, we probably talk more to it, of him and Hov, their fallout. But it just looks real bad on Dame's part to be where he at right now.
Alright, so I was just talking to some people about this shit. I got mixed feelings when it comes to Dame. So yeah, he do lie about a lot of shit. Well, you know what? I guess in regards to Cam, I guess I do feel like he's wrong.
Right.
I'm not sure you didn't bring up the Breakfast Club interview.
No, I was gonna do that separate, but we can bring it up.
Now, I guess as far as the Breakfast Club interview, I'm not totally against him when it comes to that. Well, I'm totally against it all the time.
Right.
But
some of the points he was making at talking.
Yeah. When it comes to the point that he made in regards to business, I think he was spot on when it comes to it. And I feel like he made a lot of true statements when it comes to that, and even when it comes to reporting on him when it comes to his business still.
Right.
Because a lot of billionaires did exactly what the fuck he was doing. And it wasn't like it was a whole bunch of people like, did you know that he fucking fell bankruptcy?
Right, he's in massive debt and shit.
Yeah, like, and the platforms didn't do that to whatever other billionaire. Granted, he's not a billionaire, but it seemed like, again, maybe he had it coming to him because he did have that whole blow up on the Breakfast Club previously years ago. Right. So I guess this is the get back. So I guess that's probably why he's doing it. But he was right on a lot of things. When it comes to business, you're gonna have a lot of businesses that may fail.
you gotta fail.
Yeah.
You have to fail.
And that's not really an indictment on him. Like, you'd be hard pressed to find any man who ever had a business who that the shit would fail. Especially if you have multiple businesses. You're gonna put more brain power in one business than the other. So one's probably gonna fail. You might have one business just to supplement the other. And then realize the one that you was supplementing just don't make no damn sense. So you just say, fuck it, I'm scrapping.
Right.
Stick with the bread. Like, so for anybody to say anything about him in regards to that, or when it comes to losing properties and things like that, when you have multiple properties, why are you reporting that, oh, you're foreclosing on something, when he also has a mansion that his family is in?
Exactly.
And so it's like, I would assume you're trying to make it look better. So I do agree with him when it comes to him addressing all the business dealings, because he had a point when it comes to that. But when it comes to lying and shit like that, and saying you fucking the chairman of the ball.
Oh, yeah.
For me, I think that was super confusing, because that's contradictory, because why would you even lie to say that you're working for a man?
Exactly.
Because if you're a chairman, at that point you're working for somebody.
Right. And his big thing was like, have no boss.
Exactly. So why would you even lie about this? I'm like, why the fuck would you? It's just certain little things, and I think that's probably because, you know what I mean, he probably had some embarrassing moments or whatever like that. Some shit probably hit his ego, so you're gonna.
That was my thing. Pride and ego is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You don't want to go out, especially like you said, their previous interaction on the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? When he called them out and everything like that, and it's just like, I can't come back here with my hat in my hand and be like, oh yeah, by the way, I filed a bankruptcy, I'm this, that, and the third. So I gotta make something up to look like that. But following the Breakfast Club and all that other stuff that he did, him going to, you know what I'm saying, he's suing people. You know, when he's suing Cam for, I mean, not Cam, is it Cam? Yeah, suing Cam for like 300 mil for like defamation of character and stuff like that. And to me, and again, me looking at it personally, that all started from the fact that Cam talked to his son and gave him some bread. And he felt like, oh, no, nobody in my family will ever come to you for bread. But you once looked at me as like, little bro. I mean, bro, if that's your family's my family. So I'm not doing it to just make you look bad. But I understand where Dame's coming from, because it's like, Cam was an asshole. So he can always have like, yo, I gave it, how the fuck you want shit on me? I gave his son money.
And you know what? But at the same time, Cam probably wasn't gonna say nothing about it.
That's what I'm saying. Cam didn't bring none of that up until after.
And that's just
after
Dame,
Breakfast
that's
Club.
just Dame being paranoid and thinking, oh, he's trying to get one up on me.
Right.
And that's what Dame, I feel like he put himself in. Like I think he always anticipates somebody gonna try to get back at him, so he's gonna try to beat you to the punch. And in that, you forming bad relationships.
Ain't nobody's gonna wanna work with you or help you if you always gonna have an ulterior motive. Which I mean, that's just human nature. Some people just have an ulterior motive. But for them person to be like you said, your bro, like Cameron May said, like when he was like going through a situation, yo, we gonna give you $2 million or $1 million a piece, whatever it was. And he was like, nah, I'm good. I'm getting 5 from this person. I'm getting 6 from this person. And they just like, all right, fuck it.
They try to play the game a little bit too much. I mean, but at the same time, and that's just the difference person doing business, man. Like you're gonna do it. You're gonna try to get more money out of the situation that you can. But you have a race against time the whole time.
Right.
Like in that moment, you really should just take the bill and go about it. He trying to get more out of the situation. Because really, $1 million ain't nothing to him.
Yeah.
It's really nothing. So you're trying to get more out of it. But in that, you took the loss. Or you might take it.
I mean, you're always gonna take a loss because, like you said, as a million, you don't become a billionaire without taking losses as a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? And you don't become a millionaire without taking losses as a thousandaire. You know what I'm saying? You have to take losses. Like you said, there been plenty of billionaires that filed for bankruptcy and then ran it back up. So I just hope and throw another wrinkle into this. 50 got thrown into this when they were talking about the right to pay in full, and now 50 is like making like a spinoff to it. And I just want to tell everybody that's on the internet, any celebrity, any regular person, stop fucking with 50 Cent. 50 Cent is really just a troll. I mean, don't get me wrong, great businessman, gave us a lot of great just music, shows, and everything. But when it comes to 50, bro, 50 is like, he knows this internet shit. He's been winning on this internet shit for a long time. And I felt like, damn, look what happened with Rick Ross. Look what happened to all these people that came at 50, bro. 50 is like that, bro.
You can't say look what happened to Rick Ross because that was the best thing that ever happened to Rick Ross, honestly.
Yeah, but you don't fuck with 50, bro. He won that spark, bro.
No, he didn't.
You don't think so?
The reason why Rick Ross is Rick Ross today is because of that battle. After he dropped that the sex tape with his baby mom, Rick Ross kept making mixtapes. He kept making songs. That's when he made 9-piece. That's when he kept making coming with those hits.
Right.
With T.I., BMF. Oh, that's when he kept. Every time 50 came out with a post, he came out with another hit. That's what made Rick Ross who he is today, because he was able to survive that. You forgot about it.
No, I did forget about that.
No, because I remember this was like fresh off of Cam and 50 beat, because 50 really kind of ended Cam a little bit. I want to say ended him, but
he put his mic down.
Cam kind of disappeared a little bit after
that.
So I can see 50 probably feeling himself like, oh, I'm going at everybody.
Like ain't nobody said.
Yeah. But when he ran to Rick Ross didn't respond with the post, like something funny with the post. He just kept
making music.
Exactly. And I remember he kept coming out with these mixtapes, and that's my yo. This nigga Rick Ross that was the birth of trap music, honestly.
You think so? That was the birth of trap music?
The new sound of trap music.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna say not like T.I. and like Teasy and all of them.
Yeah, new sound of trap music. I'm gonna say that because a lot of trap music sounded like, well, you know Zaytoven, right?
Yeah.
Zaytoven, like he was like honestly kind of the blueprint of the trap music. So a lot of artists, to get the trap music sound, you go to Zaytoven, something like that. So around that time, 808 Mafia started coming out, and that's when Waka Flocka started making music with them.
Right.
And Rick Ross started doing music with them as well. 808 Mafia kind of made the new sound that's 808 Mafia. I'm I'm not sure if you can recognize the sound.
No, I know what you said. No, I'm processing. No, I'm listening. I'm processing.
9-piece straight 8-ball. And then that sound like.
Yeah. They're like the flute. Yeah.
That's 808 Mafia. So they switched up the sound of trap music kind of. And only Gucci was had Zaytoven music, Zaytoven sound for the most part. But Waka Flocka started doing 808. Rick Ross, a whole bunch of motherfuckers.
Everybody, yeah.
But Rick Ross kind of championed that sound. Waka and Rick Ross championed that sound. But Rick Ross is Rick Ross. So his music is bigger than fucking Waka Flocka.
I ain't never, you know what's crazy? I never thought that because, like coming up, when we was coming up, we fucked with Zaytoven. We listened to all of Zaytoven music, Zaytoven beats, I mean. But I think the general public would try to like lump in Metro as the king of it.
I mean, but yeah, that's how progression works. No, he is today. I guess you would say that.
Right.
But he wasn't that big back then as he is today.
Right.
Like he had to work his way to him. Like I guess you probably forgot about. There was a lot of producers that was out here.
There was a couple people like
trap sounds and shit like that. Metro Boomin, he's super new when it comes to it. Like this shit been going on way before. Well, I mean, I guess Metro probably been out here, probably underground or whatever like that.
He was always linked to Future.
Yeah.
He was always like, but even Future was working with Zaytoven, and he was working with what's the DJ Eskimo, whatever his name was.
See, that's a little bit later.
Yeah.
When Future started making his mixtape run, I consider that a little bit later. Even though that was 10 years ago,
I'm 56 Nights, all that.
I'm going deep into it, yeah. I'm going.
So you talking about like Rick Ross when he was like mafia music and
that's when he changed his sound.
Yeah.
That's when, like once he started using the 808 Mafia shit, a lot of things changed.
That's tough. You know what? That's a great observation because Rick Ross, you can say Rick Ross was probably the only one that kind of survived all the, like you said, all the 50 Cent trolling.
Yeah.
Even music wise. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, did 50 ever make music towards Rick Ross, or was it all just straight internet troll stuff? I can't really think if he made like a direct song or something like that, a diss track towards him.
Wait, whatever.
Did 50 make any like disses like towards Rick Ross, or was everything really like trolling?
No, it was all trolling. And I'm sorry, I might be confused. It might be 808 Mafia or Lex Luger.
No, Lex Luger.
Yeah, so it's around that time. There was 808 Mafia, Lex Luger. I think it was Lex Luger, right?
Because Lex Luger used to work, if I'm not mistaken, was fucking with Drama when Drama was coming up, and Lex Luger was fucking with Jeezy.
I don't know about.
Nah, I mean, again, I'm not a music connoisseur, but I know Lex Luger had his hands on a lot of
I know
too.
Cannon way before Lex Luger.
Cannon. Yeah, but reason. Yeah, Cannon had a run too.
But around that time, Lex Luger, that's when Rick Ross he changed his sound. He had the hustling sound, and the piece was different. Switched up to Lex Luger, 808 Mafia.
That shit did change though. But I just put a cap on giving on Dame. I just feel like Dame, and I don't know if maybe you can view it like this too. I feel like Dame is showing reminiscences of the Drake situation where Drake can't take the L. When Drake was losing to Kendrick, in a sense of like, alright, Kendrick kind of did me in. And then now he's going around and like, alright, nah, I need to see paperwork. I'm suing this, that, and the third. I feel like Dame, to a lesser extent, is like, alright, cool, I'm about to start putting people in court. It's litigation time. Like, these niggas ain't gonna keep talking shit on my name. So I gotta find a way to just be like, nah. I'm taking the L, but they gonna take an L too. Which he kind of said too. He said, anybody that say something about me, be prepared to get papers sent to you. So that kind of what made me think. That would kind of, seeing Dame, that little like 4 or 5 day run, kind of really a week run, was kind of bringing me back to like what Drake was kind of doing. Even though Drake was like responding back musically, Dame, I mean, I don't know if Dame can respond back musically, but he going on this his music version of it is doing these interviews and trying to set everybody straight.
Yeah, I think Dave he's just being petty right now. Like, first of all, he's not trying to spend that much money on lawyers to actually spend the I don't think he's trying to spend that much. Right. I think he's just doing that just petty. And I think he's trying to take on the formula of just trying to have his name in the blogs just so his name could just be popping, period. Because, again, he as much as people call Dame broke, he's getting bookings just to do an interview. Like,
he's getting a check.
Aside from the Breakfast Club interview, he's getting paid for this shit. Every time we hear Dame talk, he's getting paid. Whether it's his own YouTube channel or Art of Dialogue, he's getting paid for this shit. So just like how Jim Jones did, like how I've actually seen this shit, and I mean, I don't know Harlem niggas personally, but everything that's in Harlem, that's in the media right now, with the exception of Joel Santana, they're all doing the same thing.
It's like a pattern.
Jim Jones, Dame Dash, and Cam, they're in the content lane right now, and they're just coming up with the most outrageous shit that's in the content land and keeping their name relevant.
And that's what Cam said. Cam said, if you say my name, it's like someone's gonna they're gonna want to talk about it.
So we also have to look at this as a play from the outside looking in. These Harlem niggas could just be finessing all of us and just acting like they're all beefing.
And then they have a big ass Harlem reunion type shit.
And they just all chill
at the
home.
Barclays and Madison Square Garden.
Think about it. Dame, Jim, and Cam, they're all beefing right now pretty much. But there's nothing really to actually beef about. But every time they say that they're beefing, they're getting money out of this shit. Because we're getting views. They're getting views.
And then somebody's like you said, booking them to talk about it.
Somebody's booking them to talk about it. Like, they all get paid every time this shit happens. Now Jim Jones got his podcast, it's launched. It's up and running. Cam already out of here. And Dame, he got his podcast as well. American News Network. Yeah. That get views as well.
And now it's getting more views because of like the little media run that you just went on.
People are forgetting that he's a YouTuber right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people aren't understanding about Dame. He's a YouTuber right now. He has his own YouTube page and getting views. He's getting a YouTube check. But that's not what everybody's looking at right now. Everybody's looking at, oh, you broke. Wait, he's getting a whole YouTube check and getting paid to do interviews right now. I think one thing I've heard on a podcast that he was on, that, and it wasn't even like a big podcast, I forgot what platform it is. I wish I'd known, I would shout him out. But the interviewer gave him so much. And he filed for bankruptcy. Right. So he's going to get something else at the end of the day. But something that he probably just keeping his money right. Keeping it protected. He filed for bankruptcy, so he's not paying these bills. Right. And then everybody that's wanting money from him got to go through the IRS. The IRS got to get their chips first. Go ahead. No, I'm just saying. What I was saying was the interviewer said to Dame that there's something that's being like not talked about is the fact, and he also said Cam, is that they evolved with like the seasons, whereas like it was always an interview. Let's do an interview. Let me talk about this person on an interview. To now, I got a podcast. I'm doing YouTube, and everybody's slowly saying that's what Dame, like Cam did it first, and now that's what Dame is doing now. He's starting to lead into now doing that. Getting a podcast, starting with the interviews, now getting his own podcast, getting his own platform. I tend to agree that, don't lie, YouTube and podcasts and stuff like that is taking over. That shit is taking over. I mean, they know that, man. Yeah. I mean, and we're just all being consumers. And again, that comes back to us. We stay quiet over these weeks. We are in competition with Cam. We are in competition with Jim. We are in competition with those people. Right. Because we just look at them as we should. They're superstars. But time is time. We all only get 24 hours. Right. And like we are jockeying for everybody's time if we're gonna be in this game. And why not us? Why can't that be us? No, it has to be us. We're wasting our time, and that's $1 million lives.
Yeah.
Time is money. If we do this right now, and nothing comes of this, we just lost a lot of money.
A lot of time. A lot of
time, which translates to money. Because right now, for your Sunday right now, you could be doing something else. Like you could be doing something else that could be making you a lot of money right now, but you probably just didn't realize it. Yeah. Because you're focused on doing this. So you have to take into consideration. That's one thing I have to take into consideration being a videographer and shit like that. Like, if somebody did not even give me a deposit, like, that could be detrimental to my business as well. Because now I'm telling people, if I don't take a deposit, I'm telling people, oh, I can't do this day because I'm doing this. I can't do this day because I'm doing this. And then the day before, that person cancels. Now,
you just lost out on other business.
Just because of time.
Just because of waiting on somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's certain time that I thought I had. But I never had that time. That time, I thought money was going to be within that time frame. Because that person canceled me, now there's no money period. Now there's no money. Just like you said, I miss out on the gigs.
Now you wasting, maybe not even wasting days.
Absolutely. So, time is money, bro. I mean, when you place yourself at, you gotta make it count each and every time. If not, you gotta look at it as you're costing yourself bread. Because we all got 24 hours and we're not gonna live forever. So the time that we bullshit with, we should be looking at it as we just lost bread. That's put ourselves in the negative.
Facts. Thanks, man. I'm so glad you brought it back full circle from how we started. How we started this bitch, man. I wanna lighten the, well, not lighten the mood, but I kind of want to go in another direction. It's crazy that you talk about money because on what podcast is this? The Content House vlogs. There was an OnlyFans model and a streetwalker. Now, for those that don't know what streetwalker is, Google it. I ain't gonna say too much about it, but they were on there debating on just pretty much their profession. And the street worker was saying that OnlyFans girls are the same. The OnlyFans girl was saying, yeah, we're not the same. I'm more of a remote worker. You're more of an office worker. Which fucking drove me up the wall. I was laughing my ass off. And of course, when you have women with two differences of opinions, it's going to come to blows, and that's what pretty much led to them coming to blows and had to be separated and stuff like that. Yeah, they fought on the pod. Like the OnlyFans chick got mad because she's like, I'm not a streetwalker. I'm not getting paid to do certain acts and shit like that. I'm not getting paid for sex. But
I mean, well, she is. Well, I guess not out. She don't have to put it in much length.
Exactly, and that's where I wanted to take it there because I was of the mindset of they're the same. This goes back to a conversation I had a couple pods ago when I think Tamika was here, when I was comparing pole dancing to strippers. And I was saying, like, to me, they're just one entity. Tamika enlightened me and said, not too many strippers have pole fitness, and pole fitness people are now all these strippers. And I kind of tried to take that in the mind frame and compare it to their conversation, their debate. And I came up with nothing, dude. I came up with nothing, dude.
Alright, so let me start with, that was a bad comparison.
Why is it though?
Because alright, so I do get it when it comes to a pole entity and then dancing with pole. And I get it. You are saying, oh, one's getting paid for it with a whole bunch of people and one's just by themselves.
Right.
Alright, so the thing about that, when it comes to, I guess, stripping, there are strippers who just in stripping and they don't do any pole dance. They just shake ass.
Right.
And there are strippers that they pole dance. Like, they understand the ethic in pole dancing.
But there's an art to both, and I feel like the art for both of them kind of intertwined. Because you have to be an art. Back to business, we talk about money and stuff like that. In order to make money, you gotta be an artist too.
But that's the whole thing. What you're saying is completely right, and that's the main thing.
Right.
If you want to talk about comparing art, then you go with that. When it comes to OnlyFans and actual prostitutes, that is not about art, because they're doing the same thing. When it comes to prostitutes and OnlyFans chick, it's more about it's more about frequency.
Okay.
Because I guess if you're like a prostitute or I guess what, a gold star, who was comparing? Who's comparing OnlyFans and who?
And the street walker prostitute.
Prostitute or a gold star?
No, a prostitute.
Alright, so prostitute, boom, that's a lot more labor. That's being outside, that's having to have conversation with people, that's having to look for protection. That's more than a difference in art. That's a difference in how you work, period.
Right.
And the end goal is the same.
The end goal is money.
Yeah, but how you get to the end goal is completely different.
But they're kind of doing the same work in the sense of like...
Yeah, they're doing the same work, it's just one person is doing a lot more. And probably have to do it a lot more frequently.
You're right.
Because they're doing a lot of leg work.
And another thing OnlyFans model said was that you have a boss. Well, you got a pimp.
Yeah.
You got a boss you got to answer to, and you cut and have your bread there.
And you can't, and you have to take into consideration that OnlyFans is pretty much their own website. So they can make a video, they can make 3 videos. If that 3 videos making $1 million, it just made $1 million. So somebody can make one video, chop it up 3 times, and make them a whole bunch of bread. You as a prostitute, you have to keep fucking until you can get to that $1 million.
But see, the prostitute, what she was saying was, even though these some OnlyFans models are caking off of like pictures and stuff like that, certain body parts and stuff, the real money is what she was saying was in those videos. You know, the pornography of it. Which pretty much some OnlyFans girls are kind of strict too. I'm seeing videos of me doing this, you having sex with me and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You're absolutely right, but the thing about it, it's a video. I can send it to 35,000 people. If they give me $2, I'm up.
I'm up 35. Yeah, that's I'm up.
You know,
I'm up there in the
exactly. As opposed to you have to go out and get that.
Literally probably a 10-hour shift.
No one's gonna say, oh, she's really good, and then like, oh, I'm just gonna give her one just because you said she was good. No. If it's a video, that video can be like, they're like, oh, yo, her OnlyFans is fire. The next man gonna go to that OnlyFans, realize it's fire, pay for it. Like, it's just a completely different game. At that point, now she's just texting things. Now she's just texting videos and texting responses. As opposed to, I'm out here like, some dude probably smacking me up. I'm over here risking my life. It's completely different.
It is. Because the fact of the matter is, I could potentially, but I feel like in both professions you could potentially lose your life. But the rate
and everything you could lose.
Everything you lose your life. But if you're just comparing those professions, which is crazy that in the year 2025, those are like legit professions. Yeah, that person that's the street worker, the prostitute, has a higher probability, knock on wood, of losing their life compared to an OF girl, an OnlyFans girl.
That's that. Even when it comes to being an OF girl and stripping, first of all, the prostitute should be trying to compare herself to the stripper before the goddamn OnlyFans chick. If there's a chick that's just only doing OnlyFans and just at home on her, I'm not saying it's right, but the risk is a lot lower.
Then exactly. The input, what you can get back.
It's a lot lower than just even being a stripper. Like, how am I have to see these dudes?
But you know what's funny? The prostitute is, from my vibe, may think that they're better than the stripper because they feel like you're stripping and you're getting similar money to me, but you'll get paid more if you fuck. So you might as well just fuck and just charge them to fuck, instead of having to waste your time stripping.
But how about those who are doing both?
She probably may view it as you doing a double. You're doing a double.
You just got more money now. Now you just strip and you just did. I got both rates. Now I just
stripped and made maybe a band or two.
Exactly. Now I did exactly what you just did, and now I got that as well.
Yeah.
So you're prostituting, you're right about it. There is no better, whatever. It's just a job just guaranteed.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're not better.
And that's
like the further you are away from that and able to make money, the better.
And she also viewed it as that's a job where what you just said, you can flop in that. You may not, as an OnlyFans girl, you may not have what it takes to be OnlyFans. People don't want to see you.
Yeah.
With me as a street worker prostitute, somebody's gonna flop.
Yeah. I guess that's the only guarantee.
Right.
That's the only guarantee.
I'm gonna get that.
You're gonna get something.
Right.
Whether it's money or it's a deal, you're gonna get something. OnlyFans chick, I guess you roll the dice. You may or may not get something. But if you do get something, it's gonna be a lot easier than a prostitute.
Yeah, I feel like
having to take that.
I feel like I like the comparison. She said like I'm working remotely and you're working in the office.
Yeah.
Where I can just clock in and just put anything up. You gotta go in and actually fucking
You can't beat this digital shit. Like,
yeah.
You can, if you make one fire ass, imagine when growing up. So remember in high school we used to pass around porn DVDs and shit like that. So imagine social media existed back then, and whatever scene that was in one of those videos, like, oh, this scene is fire. This shit is crazy. You're like, oh, this is my go-to. I know, I look at these other scenes, but when I'm finished up, I'm going back to Old Reliable, for sure. This is how I finish up my day.
For sure. Like, these scenes are cool, but if I want to get to where I need to get, I'm going here.
So imagine you have that as an OnlyFans person. And you just wake up in the morning and you just see the funds in your account. You didn't work. You just had some fire ass scene back 3 months ago, and you just kept it up there, and people just keep watching that shit.
That's how you know you're making money, when you're making money in your sleep.
Exactly.
That's tough.
And that's what we're trying to strive for, this YouTube thing.
Yeah. And again, we in the era of digital.
Exactly.
We in this era of fucking digital.
There's no way being a prostitute is better than you're gonna get the money for sure, but once you hit as an OnlyFans person, you're gonna get more money.
And then there's so much realms you can go with OnlyFans. You don't even have to be naked half the time. People are actually paying for fucking females just
You don't necessarily have to be doing something crazy.
Exactly.
Like, you could be fucking doing some shit with your feet. Now you got some products. Now you get money from feet.
Bro, I wanna tell you.
As a prostitute, you would have never took that approach. You would have never took that.
You would have never took that approach, because if you know that.
You would have to wait for the trick to come up.
Exactly.
With that.
Had you known you could just go sit in the car and talk to a guy for maybe 2-3 hours and then walk away with like $300-$400, you'd have been saying, I can do this on fucking digital. I can do this on OnlyFans. I can talk to a guy off. I have to tell the story. So I know a dude. I ain't gonna say I know him like that. I know him well enough. Older gentleman, and he's somebody that watches the pod, so he knows what I'm talking about, so he won't be offended by it. So we were chopping it up one time, and the conversation of OnlyFans came up, and he was like, "Yo, you watch all those OnlyFans girls on Twitter and stuff like that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I watch them on Twitter, but I'm not subscribing to that." And there's no disrespect to them. I want everybody to make the money they want, but I'm not subscribing to somebody to watch them do something I could probably watch somebody else do for free, maybe even better. So he goes, "Bro, I subscribe to everyone that come across my Twitter feed." I'm like, everyone that come across your Twitter feed, bro, that's a lot of money. And some of them subscriptions are not like $5.99. You know, they want premium packages like $30 a month. So he's like, yeah, man, I got like 15 of them. I said, you got 15 at $20 a month? He was like, yeah, I got a type. So he showed me, right? Dog, it's literally the same type of woman, but different woman. He likes a chocolate, chunky, like a BBW type chick. But they're not like, but these are like in shape BBWs, if that makes sense. And I know what you're talking about.
Wait, do they have BBLs?
No, BBWs.
In shape BBWs.
In shape BBWs, if that makes any shit. So they're not like they're not sloppy, stomach hanging over themselves. They're like.
So do they have a BBL?
No, they don't have no BBL.
Alright, so here's the thing. You have to be
They're just big bitches. That's what I'm trying to say. They're just big bitches.
Because as much as we want to like act like, oh yeah, and some people are thick, but in order to get thick, you have to eat, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, the shit go to your stomach. They can be sucking it in, but the stomach gotta be something.
But see, these girls, if I was able to show,
unless they're young, they like on the 20-year-olds.
They're in like their 30s. They're like their 30s, early 30s.
Alright, and that's BBL.
I don't know.
Unless they was super skinny growing up and then
they got big. It's small and got big.
Sure.
Like I said, the way he showed me, I wish I could show you. He didn't. He just gave me a preview. They're like,
and I'm not, and I don't not think girls. Like I'm not somebody like. Let me say that first.
Yeah, we're not weight shaming.
I'm not weight shaming. I'm not thick bashing. Like I'm not nothing against it. But let's be real, like
they say big bitch, man.
You probably got a stomach as well. You probably sucking in a little bit, but it is what it is.
So
I
don't want to say his name because I don't give a damn about it, but I don't want to say Link. You know how Lizzo looks now?
Yeah.
They're like that, but a little more tight. But they're still, you can still tell they're big girls. So I guess BBW was a bad reference to it, but they're big girls because they're not slim. They're not really thick. Yeah, but they're not like you've seen a thick girl.
If you're not slim, you're not thick, and you're average. And you're not saying that average.
But they're
and what you don't want to say, they're not super BBW. I understand that.
Yeah.
They're on the thicker side.
Yeah. But you
they
can
just hold their stomach in.
Right, but you can tell they're one fucking one switch roll away from being a fucking big girl.
Well, hey, those are lovely women.
Absolutely, and I had my thing was for big girls.
No. I think most men like those type of women. It's like it's borderline, it's not all the way, but yeah. But
yeah, that was my thing. But to bring back to the conversation, he showed me, and I'm like, these 15 girls that you subscribe to all kind of look the same. And I'm like, you can maybe subscribe, you can cut that 15 down and make 2 and just have a fucking ball. And he told me, he was like, yo, and he said the internet porn doesn't do it for me. I like
that's when he just really he want interaction.
Right. So that's why it goes back to the OF girl versus the prostitute. Your work is actually obsolete now. Like it's no more. Nobody's really pulling up looking for that. When I could just pull out my phone, pull out my laptop, pull out my tablet, and literally type in the type of girl that I want, the type of girl that I fantasize about.
I mean, and the thing about that when it comes to the end of the day, of course, not everything like game shit like that. Some dudes struggle with the shit, and I mean, this is their outlet. I mean, and it probably gives them a little bit more self-respect than actually going out and just fucking a prostitute real quick. Because they probably in the end like this shit, bro.
That's another thing though. A lot of people try to say that it sounds funny. You have no self-respect trying to solicit a prostitute. And in my mind, I'd be like, well, I mean, you have no self-respect if you're subscribing to an OnlyFans girl too. They're both, and it brings it back. They're both one and the same to me.
So it depends on what perspective you're looking at. Perspective you're looking at. Like, yeah, from that perspective, when it comes to a man and just paying for anything, as opposed to a man who's not paying for anything, I'm gonna look at that guy as nigga, what the fuck are you doing? Of course. Because me, period, I've never subscribed to OnlyFans.
Never in my life either.
Yeah, so a little prostitution thing. So
that either.
So as a man who talks to women before I was married and just did all I can was, I guess my goal was try to get some, whatever, without having to pay for a whole bunch of shit or anything at all.
Right.
So I would try to be as charming as possible, as funny as possible, and and hopefully she likes me, and then we do what we do.
Right. You didn't want transactional sex.
At that point, I'm frowning upon it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, but that's because of perspective, where I'm at in life. But maybe if I'm some older fucking guy who's like 70 years old, just like, nigga, I ain't got no time, I'm single, I got no family, whatever like that, I'm just old as shit, I ain't got time to talk to him like that, then I get it, yeah. I wouldn't frown upon this, but if he old as hell, like, he old as shit.
I'll frown upon that shit, bro. Because I don't think I'm gonna do that at 70, bro. It's up, it's over. Because I think, not to be funny, there's some 70-year-old freaks out there, bro.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, but at that point, you're 70 years old. How many other 70-year-old women you gonna find?
Man, run that shit up to the bingo hall. Run that shit up. Go. You can still hit the bar at 70, bro. First of all, these younger women and younger men, I want to generalize it, but younger women and younger men are looking for that older person. You know what I'm saying? We live in a society now where age really ain't nothing but a number. Legally. Now, if it's illegal, that's a different story. But legally, if you're of age ain't nothing but a number. You may get frowned upon socially, but if it's legal, it's fine. So that's why I would frown upon anybody of any age. You telling me you subscribing to this girl or you're paying for this. Nah. Now if you're young and you want it as a bucket list and you going out like, hey, I just did XYZ, that's a whole nother story, but nah. Not at 70, 78 years old, no. Nah. You live the full life. You gotta, you live the full life. Like you gotta, I ain't gonna say time's up, but there's other avenues you can go without having to pay. That's just me. That's just me. That's just me, people. That's just me. If you're in a space where, and just thought, if you're in a space where you feel like you have to, I ain't gonna judge. I ain't gonna judge you publicly. I'll judge you privately and tell you, like, listen, you fucking up. I'm gonna play this clip right quick. It comes from, her name is the Ariel Pryor. So pretty much just prefacing this clip, she is saying that she doesn't want a man who's already at the finish line, being as their full self. She says that it's boring to me that I want to be there. That's boring for somebody to be their finished product. She wants to be a part of the journey. So I'm gonna play it, and hopefully you guys hear it. If not, we're having a link, but there it is.
One of them was already at the finish line, like that's boring to me. I want to be with somebody who's in their journey. Like I want to be there for the growth. That's the exciting part. I enjoy those late nights when we're putting strategy together. We're trying to come up with this new plan to go from $100,000 months to $500,000 months. Like I want to be there through the ups and downs. I want to be there when we don't have nothing but prayer to lean on. Like we're really working, because that builds a bond that is untouchable. That's a different level of intimacy for me, right? And then it's like we earn it together. Like I don't know. Like money feels different when it's multiplied that partnership. Do you know how much more you can do together with the person that you locked in with? So to me, it's not about perfection. It's about progress, discipline, and shared purposes. The real flex is what you.
So hearing that, right? It's time for me to sit up and talk a little bit right quick, right? So if you heard it right, she's pretty much saying that she likes the process than the finish line, clearly. She likes the struggle, or she likes the hard work than to just have a man that's already put together. One thing that I think that people will probably take away from that and may have say is like, is that woman herself a finished product, or is she still going through the rigors? My thought process of the whole thing is, listen, everyone has their person. Everyone's going to be with the person that the man upstairs may have prepared them for, or whatever the case. Soulmate, soul ties, whatever the case may be. Where we're at right now in the society, where I'm always in combativeness and conversation with other women, is the fact is you want it, and men too, but I'm just gonna speak, I'm speaking for a man, for the women's side. Women are always saying that I want a man that's already here. I want a man that already has it together. Why at this certain age, at 35, 40, 45, 50, you're not where you should be? First off, where should I be if you know so goddamn much? Two, if the process takes longer than it does and you're not willing to sit and help, not even help, but sit and build through the process, like she's saying, in the sense of like, I like the grind, I like that. That's a you thing. If you done been with ain't shit dudes that put you through bad grinds and bad building, and then all of a sudden, you know, I've been through too much, I need the finished product, you don't deserve the finished product. And again, I don't know what you went through. Maybe you went through something with the person prior where that person, male or female, may have put you through bad situations. But you also have to take accountability of understanding yourself and saying to yourself, this is not going to work. I'm not good at building. I'm not good at being in the trenches. And not all women are, and not all men are. But speaking for the men, on the men's side, I would love for my woman, my lady, to be in the trenches with me right now and help me build where I know I'm going. May take a year, may take 5 years, may take 10 years. Again, it goes back to maybe Doob said, I know, like wasting time and stuff like that. But also, if you have a plan, if you know you want to do a certain thing, you know the outcome is coming, why not work together? Why not say, look, I'm here, you gotta get here? Nah, to me that's very corny. That's very selfish of you to be that. Now the rebuttal may be, I done put in enough work, it's time for me to kick my feet up. I understand that. Find that person that's gonna meet that. But I wanna let everybody know, man and woman, you're never gonna find that equal. There's no equals. We have to get out of this vortex of there's equals. There is no equals. There's always gonna be somebody either doing better than you, or there's always gonna be somebody doing something not as good as you. There's no middle. You're never gonna find that person that say, I'm in a bad situation, you're in a bad situation, and then it's like, well, then again, I actually got $2 more than you, so it's better than you. So we have to get out of that vortex of equality as far as situations. We need to be in a situation where we can build together, set the foundation, and then continually build together. Like, am I wrong, dude, to think like that, or am I?
I mean, I think it's sad that this subject is even a topic. Like, shit is so upside down that you have to explain. Well, you didn't explain it. That you just shine the light on a woman just saying, oh, I want to do it.
Because a lot of women don't say that, dude.
No, exactly. I mean, and that's the sad part about it.
Yeah.
Because that should just be common sense. Like, you should want to build with people because, honestly, in more ways than one, when it comes to regular life, period, what brings people joy? Sitting around not doing anything brings no one joy.
No.
This is like when you beat Grand Theft Auto and like with all the cheat codes, and the game is over now. Like,
do you feel like you won?
Yeah.
Like, do you really feel like you won?
Like dog. And now it's like now you just have another good time, and now the game is boring.
And then guess what? You're gonna pick up another game.
Exactly. So and me and my wife was talking about this shit when it comes to Aisha Curry because that's what we feel like she's missing. Well, that's how I explain. That's what she's missing.
Give some context to that, because I've heard it, but I haven't really. I don't really know what it is.
So with Aisha Curry, I guess she was talking about. Honestly, she just sounds bored. I mean, she sounds like she ain't really got nothing going on, and she's starting to question whether.
But what did she say though? You remember what she said, or?
I can't remember that.
Oh, hold on. Is this the interview when she said like, had something to do with like what Steph was doing, like.
Yeah, she thought Steph was gonna be a basketball coach.
Right, and she felt like she was set for life. Yeah, I remember. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's fine for you to think that. But I feel like right now, she just has nothing to do right now.
Because she got it all.
Exactly, and she keep choosing like random bullshit that's not fulfilling her. Like cooking is not. She tried the cooking shit. It's not really fulfilling her. She tried I don't know what else. It's not really gonna fulfill her. I think she needs to stay busy on another level in order for her to find true happiness.
Let me pose this question. Maybe, and I wish other people said, could it be a possibility that she doesn't know herself? That maybe she got wrapped up so much in his vortex that she was like, damn, he done made it to the pinnacle. What can I do?
Well, no, that's what's on the surface. That's no question that's what's going on.
Right.
Again, she brought up, I thought it was going to be this, and I thought he was going to be that. So, boom, she already identified there's a crisis right there.
Right.
There's an identity crisis right then and there. I thought it was going to be higher than I am today. Now, even though I am able to do a whole bunch of shit, I don't know if it's because of me or is it just because of Steph. It's because of Steph. Most likely. Because even the things you're even trying to do doesn't require a whole bunch of brain power. Like you try to be a cook, you try to make that famous, or whatever, you try to a store, a magazine, you try to be that. That's
so I think she had a book out too as well.
All that shit that's not gonna get you to real fulfillment. Because people are only gonna check for that thing because you're Steph's wife. Yeah. And if you're trying to find true identity outside of Steph, which I feel like she shouldn't do, but if you are trying to do that, the only way you're going to be able to do that, I feel like, if you lean into Steph's brain and try to elevate it to that next level, to where people take shit, to where businessmen take you more seriously.
But I feel like she should have had, again, I agree with you, she went into it wrong, but she should have also had an identity outside of Steph. As in like, all right, she went into a bad mindset, like, I don't think Steph was going to make it. That's, first of all, right there, that's strike one. But once you've seen Steph was on the come up, you should have been like, you know what? I still should have created my own identity on his way up, including his brand. Because you can make your own identity and also inclusive your partner's brand.
No, but I feel like she's already been trying to do that already.
But I feel like she's too late to it now.
Yeah,
because she tried so many things and may have struck out at it.
So at the same time, I could be wrong. I'm gonna give her grace when she start dealing with Steph. Because when you're in a relationship with a new, I don't want to say a new guy, but you're in a more relationship, you don't want to go straight into, well, I want to do this, I want to do that. Now you look like a chick who's just leeching off of it.
Right. Like I'm bored at home. Like I want to start a podcast. I want to.
Wait. That's a lot more down than what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about in the beginning stages. Because what you explained was she should have built an identity in the beginning of her relationship with Steph.
Or came into the relationship with your own identity, saying like, listen.
So she did try to do that. So I'm gonna ask you this question: when do you think her and Steph actually became a couple?
When they became a couple? When he was in college. I don't know 100% sure. I don't follow the story. I felt like that. Yeah,
so exactly. So the thing, a lot of people are fucked up when it comes to this story. I was even fucked up. So really, they became a couple during his after the NCAA tournament.
So after his tournament
once he became an NBA prospect, that's when they met each other again. That's when he went to his ESPYs award. That's when they became a couple officially.
Okay.
So, but I was under the impression it was high school sweethearts, but they weren't. So now you got to take into consideration. So this one, she actually was trying to have her own identity before she met Steph. The reason why she met Steph is because she was trying to find her identity. She met Steph in LA while she was going for acting gigs.
Okay.
So she was trying to establish herself, and that's when she ran into Steph, the NBA prospect. And that's when everything changed. So it's like I want to give her grace when it comes to that, because you also don't look like a fucking gold digger at the same fucking time, because you already looking for an acting job, you can step and now you're retiring from fucking acting, and now if you trying to find something else to do, well, trying to build a relationship with this man, he might, because I probably would. I will question this one.
Why all of a sudden things are this?
As soon as you meet me, now you want to do more extra shit?
Right.
And I'm like,
all of a sudden you're a cook, you're a writer, things are like, yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, I want to give a grace when it comes to that, because it's just the human nature part of it. They're getting to know each other, and I mean, he's looking like an NBA prospect, and a big part of that is him showing that I'm that guy. So she's not really showing off, oh, I want to be a writer, I want to be Now she's just taking all the glory, all the embracing that this man is becoming an NBA player, NBA salary.
I'm the wife of Steph.
Exactly. So I want to leave a room for that. But honestly, I feel like she should be looking at this whole Steph shit as, yo, I'm Steph's wife, period. It is what it is. But if she want to try to build a whole lane for herself, I feel like the only way she can do that, I feel like a good way she can do that, not the only way, is try to build Steph's brand to the next level. Like Steph is with Under Armour or whatever like that. His brand is cool, but I feel like it can be bigger. If she want to get into the business world and learn about shit like that, I feel like that's the only way she can actually feel fulfilled. And then in that, she's gonna be looking at a whole bunch of shit that's on Instagram and just chasing bullshit, and it's not gonna fulfill her.
Chasing hobbies.
Yeah.
Chasing hobbies.
She's gonna be chasing a whole bunch of shit on IG and just trying to be that, because that's what she thinks that she should be doing. I guess as an independent woman, even though the guys are getting and building there.
But see, dude, I see that as, and I'm gonna use this word, a person, and we're just gonna just focus on the women part of it, of a woman being bad at adapting. Because we can't even sugarcoat it. Women are stubborn. Men are stubborn too, but I think if there's levels to it, women are more stubborn than men. And they have, every person, every individual in the world has the right to be stubborn if you believe in whatever you believe in. But at the same token, if you're trying to be a partner with someone, and you're trying to have a relationship with someone, you have to bring in the mindset of being able to adapt. Being able to say to yourself, okay, it's his turn. It's her turn. For me to say, you know what? I do have my identity. I'll use my life. Perfect example, right? And I'm gonna use my life, but it's hypothetically speaking. If my girlfriend, my lady, right? She has a business. Well, I mean, matter of fact, this is even real. It's not even happening. She has a business she's got going on. Lee Essentials. If you haven't known, you don't know about it, follow her on Instagram. She does amazing work with crocheting. She has she crochets scarves, hats, whatever, water bottle covers, anything, kids, outfits, whatever the case may be. She's great at it, right? She's doing amazing things, right? Her business has taken her to places where she's able to do like pop-up shops, she's able to do individual one-on-one things, stuff like that. Me here trying to find myself and say to myself, I want to be in this podcast, social media, public figure space, right? But we've been together for so long, and I realized her business is actually maybe taking off, or what I'm doing in the last 2 years ago is actually taking off. Where she may have came to me and said, hey, would you want to wear one or two of my things? Yeah, sure, I'll wear it. To me, that shows me she adapted to the fact that, hey, he may got something going on. Even though I know I got my business going on and I want this lane to go, I understand maybe right now is his time. A year or two ago. And now, when I done took my breaks and my sabbaticals from doing what we're doing, and I see, oh shit, she's doing that twice. How can I help her? I'm adapted to that. And that's just at the lower level of a relationship. We can now look forward to now the people.
That's the lower level though.
I'm comparing it to like Steph and I'm comparing it to Steph and Aisha.
Yeah, I mean, you want to say lower level, look, with all due respect, Aisha Curry wasn't on any type of level. She was getting views because she was Steph's wife.
Right.
Alright? Whatever Leah's doing, they're looking at it because it's good. And I'm sure some people are looking at it because they're afraid at the same time. But it ain't because of notoriety. You know what I mean? It's because, oh, she's linked to somebody else, so I'm going to support. It's like, oh, this is good. I'm going to purchase.
No, she's just really good at it.
So, I mean, yeah, so, again, I know you want to say on a lower level, but, again, Steph money is making on another level. So, is it really on another level?
Right. It's not really.
No, it's not really on another level.
No, it's not really.
Everybody's looking at it only because of one reason, because you're Steph's wife. It's not because it's fucking awesome. Alright? When we do something, it's because, oh, we like that.
Yeah.
It's not nothing public figure about it. It's not because she's fucking bucket hat dad's wife that we gonna look like. Nah, it's because it's good. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to make that clarity.
You make perfect sense. I was just viewing it as a fact of
I do understand when it comes to the people involved. I guess.
Right. I was just trying to put it in the space of just adapting. Not in our case. Again, that is not our case at all. But just in anybody's case, for a woman, for them to say like, I'm in it I'm in it since the mud. I'm in it from like, all right, cool. We got our first 500. Let's get our 1,000. We got our first 1,000. Let's get our. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay. In the midst of that, how can I adapt to understanding what to do, not just coming into a situation with a person and say, I'm good, you get your shit together.
And that's what, and
that shit is so refreshing. Shout out to her, Ariel Powers. She's very.
And that's why.
Shout out to her, bro.
That's why I said the shit was sad, because honestly, I don't see anything working, and I don't see a relationship working, and it working like that, honestly.
But do you think that ties into the 50-50 conversation too?
I mean, so here's the thing. When it comes to 50 conversation, because both parties have, I guess, the understanding of each other's goal, I ain't gonna give a fuck about no 50-50. It's gonna be like, oh, he did this week, so he got this amount of money, I got this amount of money this week, so I'm gonna handle this and he gonna handle that. Right. It's not gonna be like, oh, this nigga, he gotta put up half the rent, so I'm gonna put up this half. Like, y'all not even gonna think like that, because y'all gonna be so integral into y'all family business, a lot of the shit ain't gonna matter. And that's how I like to describe marriage to my wife. We need to be caught up in trying to get big. We need to get caught up in trying to better our lives, period. And hopefully something comes about that.
As a married man, I don't mean to take it to a different level. As a married man, I know for you, I kind of know the answer to this question, but I want other people to see your view. Do you have individuality in your marriage, but in the sense of like, and I know you know the term individuality, but in the sense of
yeah, like, I mean, you know it, and I do understand that term. Honestly, I really don't know exactly what that means as a married person, and I guess I kind of get it. Individuality, well, I guess I do things on my own every now and then. I guess, but that's just me doing things on my own every now and then. I guess. Right. At the end of the day, my goal would always be as a husband to bring food and shelter to my family. I don't really understand that individuality thing. Honestly,
some people
that, but I know what you're talking about. Because I remember like maybe a couple of weeks ago, somebody who we went to high school with, their husband was talking about it. I'm not sure if you know this.
Somebody from high school that we went to high school with?
So there's a girl who's viral on Instagram. I want to say her name. Her husband was talking about that shit. Do you know? Do you remember?
You texted me.
I just say Dwayne. You know Dwayne's viral, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, you are. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, like she's famous out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he does a lot of appearances and stuff like that. Yeah.
No, they both.
Well.
Yeah, so he was talking about that actually. Like I'm not sure if you know Adrien preach.
Mm-hmm.
They get millions of views. So they did a segment on him, knowing his husband, and he was talking about that. So like he's up for it. They all up. I'm not sure if you know this.
No, I mean I see him post. I see his posts is
thousands of views.
Yeah. And I know they had I don't know what network was in their household where they had interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. They're doing what they
I understand what you're saying, but yeah.
Absolutely. But he was talking about that. He was talking about like, yo, even though I have kids, I got a wife, I'm still an individual. I'm still this, that, and the third. Or like whatever. Maybe I didn't hear the full concept of what he was talking about. It's like when it comes to individuality, I mean, I feel like it's more on how the outside world look at you. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of things that I do is for my family.
So let me ask you this then. Once you got married, I don't want to say this question sounds fucked up, but once you got married, you thought of yourself as less of an individual. And it's not coming off like that.
Yeah,
but you get what I'm saying?
No. I get what you're saying, and I guess that's where I'm confused at. But I don't know, maybe because it's him. I don't know, maybe it's a personal thing. I don't really have an answer for this shit.
Right.
But I don't feel like I'm less of an individual because I'm married. But you know what? Maybe I
did. You ever look at it in that context prior to being married?
Probably.
Right.
But I feel like that would happen once you have a girlfriend, period.
Right.
It's like, this is when I already take my mom. She already take my identity.
Right. She already got my mannerisms, my views sometimes.
No. Yeah. Yeah, she has my all of that. But I'm talking about, I'm not being that guy out here who just out here single and just doing what the fuck.
So you're not decision based off of just you.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
That already eliminated once I had a girlfriend.
Right.
Because I'm now already taking her considerations into feeling.
Right.
At that point.
Right.
So now that I'm a husband and I got kids, I don't really feel a difference in that. I felt that was a restricted way for me as a boyfriend when it comes to my individuality.
But see, I think now more recently I have struggled with that, and I'm glad you said that because I'm literally just processing everything you said because I'm like in a sense thinking of that now because I still think as myself as an individual, even though I have my son and my girlfriend that we pretty much not married because there's no like paperwork, but we've been together for so long that I know what I do, what consequences or success of anything I do is going to affect my family. I still, in a sense, have an individuality where I'm just like, that's the reason I have the individuality is because the reason I'm doing it. I'm taking that risk or I'm taking that step because as an individual I would have done that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm confused about. Because it's like, well, that's part of being an individual.
Right.
Like, you're at least trying to appear as if you're that guy and everybody around you. Like, just because I have kids don't mean that I'm not that fucking guy anymore. Or I didn't mean less of that guy.
Right. And I used to struggle with that.
Yeah.
I used to struggle with that. I used to be like, yo, I know I can't, and I know being that with fathers, I know there's times where I could be like, I can't really on the school. Like now that my son's in school now, I don't think I can swing that.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like the individual me, yeah, I can go out and I know my limits. All right, cool. I can't really drink long and stuff like that.
All right, so now that's a different ballgame. We're talking about going out.
But that's still part of your individuality because prior to this person, the individual that you were that person. And then now, back to the word adaptive that I've been talking about, you adapted to the fact of like, all right, cool, now I have this woman, now I have this family, now I have this marriage. I understand it, but I also understand that, hey, I may lose my individuality, but I don't want to completely lose it. Again, everybody's different, but I always thought like,
all right, so
somebody shouldn't lose it.
Okay, so losing individuality, does it mean that you're just telling people that you're a father so you can't engage in conversations?
No, I think losing individuality is if you're identifying yourself as just a father, husband, provider. We're not saying like, no, I'm Third Mathis, I'm Joseph Scott, I'm this person. I'm still that individual.
But all right, but here's the thing. Before you became married, a husband, all that shit, you still had hats, right?
Yeah.
I'm still this, that, and third. Because you added more things to you, now you lose individuality?
Where is individuality on that totem pole? I understand it's going to go further and further and further down. But is it so far down to where you don't recognize it?
Again, so that's my whole thing. You're with the philosophy that now that you put on more hats, now you're losing yourself.
Yes.
I'm with the thought that I'm adding more hats to myself. Why is it that I'm losing myself? Like I don't believe that's because I put on more hats. I have more responsibilities that I'm somewhat losing myself. Because
But see, losing yourself is saying you don't recognize yourself no more. That's where I feel like that's where you lost your individuality. You don't recognize who you are.
Exactly. And that's my whole thing. But if I approach every situation like how I would approach it, regardless if I'm a father or not, I just have a certain first philosophy. There ain't no way I can lose my identity. Because I live by philosophy. And I'm identified by that philosophy kind of. In my name, the philosophy, and in my looks for real.
Right.
When you identify people, that's what it is. How do they think as a person, their name, and how they react to shit. So if all that is consistent, how do I lose anything? You already know when Blaze would call me, if you would call me about some shit about a chick or some shit like that, you would probably already know what type of answer I'm gonna get. You're gonna get from me before marriage or after marriage.
Yeah.
So I'm still the same individual regardless.
But when let's say we called you college dude and marriage dude, even though they're the same answers, I feel like
there's growth in it. Because
right. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word. I really couldn't think of the word.
But you're proving my point. There's growth in it. I didn't lose myself. Now I just know more. The college me, I don't feel like it's smarter than the today me at all. And I don't feel like he's even more wild. Like I don't like the college.
But it's still you at your core though.
It's part of the process. There's no way I could be me today without being him back in 08, 09.
Yeah.
Like, I can't skip that step because that will lose a whole bunch of context as to how I think right now.
Right.
So that's how I look at individuality. Like, yo, this whole shit is a fucking process. And I mean, I might put more on my plate, but I'm still myself because I live by a philosophy. I'm always gonna stick by this shit. It might grow, but this is me for the most part. And even me back then, it's not too far off than how I think today. It's just a little more restrictive for the most part.
I just view it, and I love this conversation because I view it as, again, I know for a fact that I've had this, not even fight, but this dilemma to say, like, I ain't gonna say people put me at a standard. Like, my core group of brothers and friends always know me as the asshole, funny guy, the levity to a situation, right? When I got a girlfriend and then when I became a father, it didn't change. So I feel like my individuality was never going to change. It's always the same.
Yeah.
But I see people struggle with that. Not saying you, but I see people once they get married struggle with that because they put on that shield of armor as like, well, I'm a father first, I'm a husband first, I'm a protector first, I'm that first. But then it's like, well, when am I going to get to me?
Yeah, so, man, and again, I feel like it all goes back to philosophy. Because I feel like, could be wrong, but then just because you marry, you should change. that's where you go wrong. I feel like that's probably where you probably gonna lose your woman. Because now you're not even the same guy anymore.
That's not the person she fell in love with.
That's not yeah, now you got new rules, you're acting different just because of a title or whatever like that. Now you lost your individuality because of a title. That's how you can lose this shit because, oh, now that I'm this and a third, I gotta act like this and a third. And I feel like that's what you probably, you should be more responsible, yeah, absolutely. But losing your personality, still not seeing things the same way, it should grow a little bit, but just because it grows doesn't mean you should be more reserved. Or you should, it means being more safe. And a lot of people feel like growing up is being more safe or more reserved. Or now that I got a girlfriend, I gotta make sure that she not a whole 100% of the time, even when we at home. Now she shouldn't suck my dick because she my girlfriend. I take my food now. Like that's when you lose everything. Now you switching everything up.
Hey yo, that's fucking crazy.
You're gonna lose your identity, your individuality. You're a new person at this fucking time.
Yo, that's funny as hell because I know people that's been married that say, yo, I married a person that's not like into that sexual nature no more. Like, yeah. And I'm a guy that likes, or I'm a guy that likes that type of sex drive.
Yeah, if you're gonna act differently, then yes, you're gonna lose individuality. If you're gonna act differently because of a title, you're gonna lose yourself. Because now you're just abiding by the laws of whatever title this is, without incorporating yourself into this shit. So
before we move on, is it selfish to try to keep, I guess, your individuality? Is it selfish to try to do that when in the sense of like you're saying to yourself, like me, is it selfish for me to still, and I don't think that, for me to still be asshole, a funny guy, person that I had levity to, and stuff like that.
Again, you listen to what I was saying.
No, I am.
Again, that's not even a thought. That's not even a thought unless you've been doing this shit completely wrong the whole time. At no point you should be losing yourself, your personality or anything like that. Because once you do that, you will lose your family. Your wife don't like you anymore once you do. You're not the same person anymore. Once you change to abide by whatever title it is, once you abide by that, you're a different person in the home. You're not even the same individual from 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So again, that's what I'm saying. Like this whole individuality shit, it don't make sense to me unless you want to change your whole life because now that you're married. So no, I don't feel like you're wrong if you still want to be the same either. Because that's what attracted the whole situation. Women get to choose who the fuck they want to be with. Like we ain't forcing them. One thing we do is give them personality. If they want to stay around that personality, then that's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's all that is. If you change that, now you put yourself at risk of losing everything. Because now, like you done pulled the rug under her goddamn feet. Like, yo, dog, you're not the same anymore.
Yeah, where was this person for the past 5-6 years?
Yeah, like so that's why this whole individuality thing, it don't make no damn sense to me. Like unless you're a fucking sociopath. You're just like, alright, well,
you got split personalities,
yeah.
You know, yeah.
Like, it don't make no fucking sense to me. You're an individual, your person loves you because of your personality. It's not that much deeper. And I don't feel like you're losing your individuality. Gotcha. Again, unless you want to switch up everything that you do on a day-to-day basis, that's losing your individuality.
I don't. Hold on. You got fix this or?
Well,
if not, we can wrap it up. I don't know. you need? Before you edit, would you be able to send me the audio first?
Yeah.
Let's see, you can send me the audio first so I can just do the description and then I can send that shit back to you.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. I forgot the charger.
That's good. Wrap that shit up. Shit's gone.
Oh, you lucky.
What happened?
You are a lucky boy.
What happened?
Go ahead.
Appreciate you, man. God damn. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. We gonna close out, brother. I appreciate this conversation. I ain't gonna lie. Might get a little emotional right now, but I appreciate this one-on-one. Really, like I said, I called it before, not a venting session, but say it with my chest, get it off my chest session with my guy, with my brother. Kind of like we haven't talked in a minute type situation. But I appreciate you, dude, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the talk, man. We had a hell of a conversation, bro. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, man. 'Cause we're gonna have many more of these. Hopefully, it won't be a solo. We have the gang, we have the guys. But let's close it out right like we always do. We're gonna have the NightCap. I just want to get your thoughts on this, dude. So now there's a situation going on where now AI has made its way into the music space.
Yeah.
Yep. But now it's like starting to ruffle some feathers. So let me just read what's going on right now. So. Here it is. So, gotta be more professional. I had it and then I fucking lost it. So there's an AI R&B artist named Xania Monet. She signed a multi-million-dollar record deal. So she's pretty much an AI artist that was created. I'm trying to get the fucking right thing. I got all bad information sent to me. I don't understand where's the right shit. There it is. So Xania Monet, which is, like I said, an AI-generated artist, signed a multi-million-dollar record deal with Hollywood Media, and she's now charting on the Billboard's Top 100. She was created by a poet and a designer named Telisha Jones using an AI platform called Snow to turn her lyrics and poetry into songs. Now, first off, this is my first, I don't know how tapped in you are into like that, like AI being generated into the music space, but I feel like right now, this right here is a game changer. For someone to be able to pretty much build and create an artist And like they literally, if you see the picture, this chick is like what an R&B artist, a young R&B artist would look like, and she like is singing her ass off, but she's singing from the perspective of this young lady. Let me get her name right. This young lady, Telisha Jones, who's, like I said, she's a poet, she's a designer. So right there, that should tell you right there, her mind, her brain functioning is through the roof. And a lot of artists are upset. Kalani came out and said, hey, that's not fair. You got computer people making music. Cole Bailey came out and says that it's going to take away from the artist because it takes away from the art of something. I'm of the mind frame of, listen, the person that created this AI person is an artist. She's just not able to sing, or maybe she's not a person that wants to have the spotlight and sing. Why not create a person through you to be that outlet?
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, this is the first time this happened. Like, I feel like T-Pain built his career over shit like this. I mean, just because it wasn't exactly called AI, that what T-Pain used was AI.
Right.
That's artificial intelligence.
Right.
Which was called auto-tune.
Right.
Auto-tune is AI.
But to create an actual person, there's like an actual human, artificial intelligence person.
It's still the same. Just because there's a visual of that person, that's the only difference.
T-Pain didn't make like a two-faced version of himself.
Again, that's the visual.
Yeah.
But the auto-tune, that's having your voice sound a lot different than how you actually sound. And making money off of technology pretty much.
Yeah. I feel like it's a theme of it.
Yeah, so that's my whole thing. Even though T-Pain didn't do the visual portion of it, but he changed his voice in order to make money, and that's what this chick is doing right now. She's changing I guess her visuals, how she look physically, and her voice.
To appease to what the world and what the culture wants.
Yeah, I mean, so I feel like it's gonna play itself out just like how T-Pain played himself out.
It's gonna have a run.
It's gonna have a run.
Yeah.
Just like most things. I feel like the earlier you do it, the worse it's gonna be. The shorter the life is gonna be.
To be the first is actually the worst to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because someone else is gonna do it a lot better and come up with a better strategy.
Because you low-key laid down the rough draft
of
how you want it to go, and then somebody's gonna
do a lot better.
I just feel like a lot of artists, Kalani and Chloe Bailey, are just salty the fact that she got a record deal out of it.
Exactly.
And they're saying like, we put in blood, sweat, and tears to get to a record deal. And I'm just like, well, you just kind of tardy to the party.
Yeah.
You just didn't find your niche like this girl did.
It is what it is, dog. I mean, if other people show it, like, so here's the thing. That whole thing, the AI music or whatever, it's gonna be a genre on its own, I feel like. And you still gonna be in your own little genre. Just make the best of your own little genre. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing.
Be great at what you do.
Yeah, dog, there's other people doing things in other fucking, categories in life. And some people look at them as if they're cheating. It is what it is, dog.
Chin up.
Yeah. Like
whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo. Like, dog, there's nothing like you complaining ain't gonna do shit. It's not like, oh well, since these bitches complain, I'ma tone it down. No, that's not how no one bills work.
Right.
Everybody trying to get on top of their bills and knock this shit out. That's what Shorty's trying to do. How you know she didn't look at y'all like, man, I don't know what y'all did in order to get these fucking record deals. I feel like I sing just as good as y'all, or even better.
I feel
and she probably look at them like, yo, the only reason why you got your record deal is because you knew somebody, or you're just closer to somebody, or just because you live in LA. Like, we can name a whole bunch of factors as if why somebody is better than the next person.
She probably looking at him like, y'all never thought of this?
Exactly. Like, yo, no, you can't fucking do that. Y'all got millions now.
Right.
It's because y'all don't know how to fucking. Let me stop saying fucking. But that's because they don't know how to garner more millions And that's where they're trying to look at someone else's idea like, oh, it's bullshit. Like, yo, no, if you would have thought about this earlier, you just would have done it. Like, so, what you said, Chloe Bailey said some shit?
Chloe Bailey, Kalani, those are
like,
only two that I've seen.
Those are two women that done shit outside of music to try to help their career, period. So I don't want to hear this shit as to, oh, because somebody fucking made an AI or whatever, they're cheating. Nigga, you was cheating when you was fucking doing whatever you was doing outside of music in order to make yourself popular. And then, but you hide behind the fact that, oh, I'm just a good person. Like, no, you're doing this because you have a music career. You're donating music. You're donating things because you have a music career. You're getting tattoos all over your body because you have a music career. You're doing you're having all these weird relationships.
You're taking the long. You took the long way while she took the shorter cut. She took the shortcut.
I don't want to say it's the longer way. You just took a different route. Chloe chose.
Yeah, we can say that too. Yeah.
Kalani was dating Kyrie Irving. She was dating what? Party Next Door or some shit like that.
Yeah.
She was dating all these other dudes. Like, who's to say she wasn't doing that to help her career?
Right. Just to get into those rooms
Exactly.
to have those meetings. Yep.
And as far as Chloe Bailey, she got a body already, so she started dressing less.
I mean, we could be real. No disrespect to the Chloe Bailey fans.
She's not even all that talented.
Exactly.
So if I'm a skinny whatever, and I'm gonna look at you like, motherfucker, you cheating. You taking off your pants, going on vacations for no fucking reason that had nothing music related, but you're calling yourself an artist.
Your name kind of attached to another person, which is DDG.
Like, dog, I mean, but is that Chloe or is that Haley?
Is that Chloe? I could have sworn Chloe was the one with the child, right? No, that's Haley. I'm sorry.
I don't remember.
My fault. Well, you know what? Scratch that from the record. Doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that, no disrespect to her artistry, what do you have? Before, like you said.
Don't go complain about somebody else's steroids.
Yeah, don't complain about nobody else's hustle.
You taking steroids as well.
Exactly.
You want to complain that somebody else's steroids working better.
Don't complain about somebody else's hustle when you doing the same hustle, but their hustle is better.
Yeah.
And they got a way far more advanced.
Exactly. Because everybody could just fucking sing on the track and that's it and go home.
And
but everyone's not doing it.
Everybody can date somebody just to get into those rooms, just to be in those rooms and not have any talent. Again, those are two talented women, but that's
disingenuous.
Exactly.
You in the music game, everybody trying to get ahead. Everybody trying to have a conversation with somebody in order to get ahead because she used AI.
At the end of the day, you gotta be a wolf out here. They don't want no sheep.
Yeah.
You gotta be a wolf out here, bro. You gotta be a wolf out here. But shout out to Telisha Jones for creating this AI generated artist, Xania Monet. You got yourself $1 million record deal. Can't even shit on that. And if you listen to it, it sounds great. It sounds legit. And again, she's also an artist in her own lane. And she's just using her skills and just putting on an enhanced show. So I can't even hate on that, bro. I can't even. As a musician, you can't really come out your face like me and Doob was saying and be hateful towards it.
Not in this day and age where being an artist is all about everything
exactly
outside of being an artist.
And if you do your fact checks and go back, like Doob said, T-Pain been doing this for the longest. May not visually, but audio wise, you would have not known. I ain't gonna lie, I never knew how T-Pain how he sounded until he did a concert without using AI.
Exactly.
And I never thought, I was like, this don't even sound like T-Pain.
Exactly.
I felt like he was doing AI in his fucking streams. I thought he was doing motherfucking auto-tune in his streams, but I'm like, oh, you sound like this. I have a mindset of how you sound, but you sound so different. But salute to everybody that's getting it, man. Don't let nobody distract you from it. Of course, we got to the end of the show. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, please subscribe. Please follow. Please share everything that we got going on. I know it's been a minute. I ain't gonna dwell on that. I'm gonna argue. I'm turning the page right now after having conversations with Doob. I appreciate, for one, I want to say I appreciate Doob so much for sitting here with me, having this conversation with me, kind of letting me get my shit off my chest. And then I know Doob's probably been some stuff Doob probably been wanting to say to me, or if he said it to me and just had to keep emphasizing to me. But I hear it, I understand it, and I do want to say, and I'm not a nigga that make promises, but I do want to say that There's going to be a turn of the page. There's going to be a change of the guard, and I am going to be, as a captain, a much better captain to the ship that we're about to take off on. So, thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Continue to subscribe. If you're a new listener, new watcher, thank you. Subscribe to our channel. Interact with us as much as possible. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere that you get your podcast and you listen to your podcast, we are here. Rick the Ruler, I'm Rick, aka Rick the Ruler on Instagram. Got my guy Spread Media, Doob, behind the scenes. I mean, he did a lot. Let me just say this. I've been drinking, but let me just get this out of the way. Doob did a lot today. Doob did the video, kind of did a little bit of audio, but he did a lot today. We had a lot going on, man. But I do appreciate it, man. I've been my brother for 25 plus years, maybe even go, about 25 plus years, 26 plus years, man.
Fourth grade.
Since the fourth grade, man. And I couldn't have thanked the man above putting people like Doob in my life.
Likewise.
I couldn't have, man. And salute to, of course, my guys that not here. Savi, Super Landlord on Instagram. Salute to JNS Media, George, my guy. Salute to Alex, Union Rep. Appreciate you, HR Scott. I know you guys are out and about doing your things, but I do appreciate y'all to the utmost, man. And like I said, we're the Cognac Conversation Podcast. We will be back next week. We'll be back throughout the week. Be on the lookout. We are back. We are fully loaded. We are refreshed. I am refreshed. We're ready to take off. We're ready to end the year strong. So on that note, salute to y'all. Have a drink, sip y'all cognac, and have a great week. We out.
All right.